Hello, welcome guys. And today will be seeing about all the openings. I will be posting about all the variations in a particular opening. You can check out in the playlist. And now we are going to see about the Queen's Gambit decline and all of its variations. And first, let us see the orthodox Queen's Gambit decline. D4, D5, C4, and E6, and knight C3 and knight F6. So this is the orthodox defense. Uh, and then the game might go, like bishop G5, bishop E7, and E3, knight BD7, so on. So I'll be showing you all the variations. So now next we are going to see the orthodox fianchetto variation. In the orthodox fianchetto, it goes like bishop G5, bishop E7, E3, and after castles, and knight F3, and knight BD7, and rook C1, and B6, and after B6 there is CD5 and ED5, and bishop D3, and bishop B7, and then castles, and then C5, queen E2, C4, bishop B1, and A6. Now knight E4, and then B5, then F4, and then followed by the rook lift to F3 and to H3, and white obtains a dangerous attack on the queen flank here. And this is the orthodox fianchetto system. And next we'll be seeing the Tartakova system. This is called the Tartakova, and the Tartakova system goes like D4, D5, C4, E6, knight to C3 and knight F6, and then after bishop G5, bishop E7, E3, and there is H6 here. After bishop H4 and castling, and knight F3, B6, there is CD5, not ED5 here guys, it is knight D5. So don't make the mistake of taking with the E pawn. Knight takes D5, and after bishop takes E7, queen takes E7, knight takes D5, E takes D5, there is rook C1, and bishop E6. This sudden move, instead of bishop B7 represents the Tartakova's idea that he used for the first time against Capablanca in 1922. So here after queen A4, then C5, then queen A3, rook to C8, and then bishop E2, queen B7, and there is DC5, BC5, and castling, queen B6, knight D2, knight D7, E4, queen B4, and that's all guys. And next we are going to see the Capablanca system. I think many of you would be knowing about this. After this usual moves, after this castling, there is knight f3, knight after knight f3, knight bd7, rook c1. Here instead of b6 there is c6 in the Capablanca system, and then bishop to d3, and then the pawn is taken on c4, and then after bishop takes c4, knight comes to d5. Now bishop takes e7, queen takes e7 and castles. Now knight takes c3 and rook takes c3, guys. Rook takes c3 and now e5, and this move represent the Capablanca system. And after d takes e5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, queen takes e5. There is f4 here. After f4, queen f6. There is e4, bishop e6. There is e5, queen e7, and bishop d3. f5, queen a4, e6, and bishop c4. Rook a d8. Bishop takes e6 check, and queen takes e6. Queen b3. Queen takes. Okay, the rook takes. And I think it's over, guys. This is a game played by Alikane and Lasker, and this is the Capablanca system. Next we'll be looking at the extended fianchetto. This is the extended fianchetto. In the extended fianchetto, there is d4, d5, c4, e6. These usual moves. Okay. There is c6, and after bishop d3, here if black goes d takes c4, then it will be the Capablanca system. Here h6 and bishop h4, and after that d takes c4 and bishop takes c4 and b5. b5, guys. This is the extended fianchetto. And then after bishop d3, there is a6 and bishop b1 and c5, dc5, knight c5, queen c2, knight d7, knight cd7, and rook d1, rook e8, and knight e5, queen c7, knight takes, bishop takes, and then castles. So this is the extended fianchetto, guys. And next we are going to see the Carlsbad variation. The Carlsbad variation is after these normal moves. Okay, then here a6. After a6 there is c takes d5, e takes d5, bishop e3. In the Carlsbad variation is nothing but the Queen's Gambit decline exchange variation, that is the Carlsbad variation. And after c6, and here there will be the minority attack, Queen c2, Rook e8, and castles. Now knight f8. Now Rook b1, and this is the move starting point of the minority attack. After bishop e6, there is b4, and Rook c8. There is a4, knight g6, and next the knight on f6 will be going to d7 and exchanging the dark squared bishop with a firm position for black. And this is the Carlsbad variation. Next we will be looking at the exchange system. The exchange system goes like, after this normal moves, after knight bd7, e3 and c6, there is cd5, ed5, and bishop d3, bishop e7, knight f3, short castles, queen c2, and rook e8, castles, and knight f8, rook b1, knight g6, b4, a6, a4, knight e4, and this is the exchange system, guys. And this is different from the Carlsbad. Knight comes to e4, and after this there is this b5 push, and after ab5 and ab5, bishop g4, knight d2, knight takes, queen takes, there is knight here, and white cannot refute the threat of bishop h3 here without material losses. This game was played by Taimanov in 1954. And next we are going to see the Pillsbury system, or also called the Cambridge springs. After d4, d5, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5, bishop g5, knight bd7, and e3, c6, knight f3, and this is the classic move of the Cambridge Sphinx, queen a5. After knight, now knight comes to d2, then bishop b4 and queen c2, castles, bishop h4, c5, knight b3, queen a4, bishop takes, knight takes, and d takes c5, bishop takes c3 check, queen takes c3, and knight d4, queen a5, queen takes, and knight takes, and knight takes c5 here after these exchanges. And this is the Cambridge Springs. And also there is another variation in this Cambridge Springs, that is after this, after knight f3 and queen a5, there is this c takes d5 and knight takes d5 and queen d2 and knight b6, bishop d3 and knight takes c3, b takes c3 and knight d5, short castles, queen takes c3, queen e2, and then bishop d6, knight d2, queen a5, knight c4, queen c7, queen h5, bishop e7, f4, knight f6, queen h4, and here white retains his advantage, and I think white has a good initiative. For the pawn he has lost. And next we are going to see the Ragozin system. The Ragozin system goes like, after this moves, knight f3, bishop bishop to b4, and this is the Ragozin system. After e3 there is castles. After bishop d3 there is knight c6, then castles, then d takes c4, bishop takes c4 and bishop d6, bishop b5 and e5, bishop takes c6, then e takes d4 and knight takes d4, b takes c6, knight takes c6 and queen d7, queen a4, bishop b7, knight a5, queen takes a4, knight takes a4 and bishop a6, and black has a good counterplay here. He has the bishop pair but his queenside pawns are not, his pawn structure is damaged. The position is open. Black has good chances for an attack. He might got the initiative here. And then next we are going to see the Vienna variation. Vienna is d4, d5, c4, e6, and after that knight f3, knight f6, and bishop g5. Now bishop b4 check. Now knight c3 and d takes c4 and e4 and c5. Bishop takes c4, c takes d4 and knight takes d4, queen a5, bishop takes f6, bishop takes c3, b takes c3. After queen takes c3 there is king f1. After g takes f6, here if at all queen takes the position is analyzed now. At king f1 here, king f1. After the queen, if at all the queen takes the bishop, then king g1, and after this g takes f6. There is it's a blunder, and there is rook c1, As you can see, after the rook must be taken here, the queen cannot escape, because after rook c8, king d7, that rook is lost. So as you can see, now the correct move is bishop d7 for black. After bishop d7, there is bishop takes g7. After rook g8, there is rook c1 here, and then after this there is bishop f6, rook bishop f6, and there is a3, and after queen d6 there is this move e5 and f3. The game goes like this. The white has the advantage here. The king is stuck in the middle, so it is a mistake to take the bishop on c4 here. After the king f1, the bishop on f6 must be taken, and now there is bishop b5 check. After knight d7, there is h4 here, and after a6, there is rook h3. After queen a5, bishop to e2, king e7, knight b3, queen b6, and queen c1. And this is the Vienna variation, guys. This is an interesting variation. I will be continuing with the Tarrasch and semi-Tarrasch in the next video. I hope you would have enjoyed the variations. I hope all these games would have been very illustrative. Thank you all.